Today we're going to work on finding the radius of a sphere. So again, we have to always start with our formula. And these problems aren't that hard one at a time like we've been doing them, but the tricky part comes into knowing which formula to use when. So like I mentioned before, you're going to have to know how to match the three formulas with the three shapes. You don't have to have them memorized, but you have to know which one to use. So there will be a matching section at the top of your test. So here we know V is 288 pi. And then here on this side I have 4/3 pi r cubed. So we are trying to solve for r. So I'm going to go ahead and take 4/3 and pi and multiply them together. And that is 4.2. So I still have 288 pi equals 4.2 r cubed. And then I'm going to divide by 4.2 on both sides. So 288 pi divided by 4.2 is 215.4 equals r cubed. And then the last thing I need to do is to get rid of this exponent of 3. So the opposite of cubing is cube rooting. Okay, so cube root of 215.4 is 5.99, so we'll just round that up to 6 inches is approximately our radius. Okay, so you'll have to be careful. When you're trying to get rid of a cube, you have to cube root. Before, we were trying to get rid of a square, so we were square rooting. So you have to know the difference. Okay, we're going to do a couple more examples. Again, I'm always going to start with my formula. And for a sphere, it's 4/3 pi r cubed. But depending on what shape you have, you'll be using a different formula. Okay, so your volume is 36 pi equals 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 times pi, we've already done, is 4.2 r cubed. Then I want to move the 4.2 to the other side, so I'm going to divide by 4.2 on both sides. So 36 pi divided by 4.2 is 26.9 equals r cubed. And then our last step is to cube root on both sides. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how to do that on your calculator again. So for a cube root, you type in 3 first and then second, and you want this button that has a little X in front of your root symbol, and your 3 should shrink up. And then you do 26.9. So 2.99, we'd round that up to 3.0. So we're going to say 3 meters is approximately your radius. So we're going to do one more example. Again, I'm going to start with my formula for a sphere because that's the shape we have. So our volume, in this case, is 14. It doesn't have a pi this time, just 14. Four thirds times pi is 4.2. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 4.2. Is 3.3 repeating. And then my last step is to cube root that. And I get 1.49, so that would round up to 1.5 inches is approximately your radius. Right? Your assignment for today is a worksheet. We're going to practice finding the radius of a sphere. And then you should know now how to find volume of a cylinder, cone, and sphere, and how to find missing and radius or height of all three of those as well. Okay, so you need to know those three. We're going to work a little bit on surface area at the beginning of next week and then start reviewing for our test.